Hey everybody, I hope this finds you doing well on Wednesday, April 15th. I wanted to let everybody know that I have finished grading and providing feedback on your IEP project, and everybody did really well. I was really excited about how they turned out, particularly the quality of your goals was quite impressive. There were a few things that I had noticed that just kind of came up as patterns, and I wanted to address those to everybody. And most of that had to do with the IEP cover page. So the things that I wanted to bring up were really here on the cover page of the IEP. So what I have that you're looking at is the model IEP that I had developed for Victor that was in your March 26th course materials folder. First and foremost, I wanted to talk about this relationship between your annual meeting date and your initiation and duration of services, particularly this initiation date. I noticed a number of you matched your annual meeting date to the start of services, and that really can't happen for a couple of reasons. One is that we need to make sure that parents have prior written notice. And in the state of Vermont, our prior written notice looks like making sure we have the finalized IEP in the hands of the family for 10 days prior to the start of services for that IEP. In this case, was the 25th of February. So by having the meeting on the 3rd of February, I have enough time to be able to make any changes before I finalize it based on the conversation in the meeting and get it to the family so that they could have it by, in this case, they have to have it by at least the 15th of February so that they can have it for 10 days. 10 days is their opportunity to review it, discuss it, bring up any concerns that they have before the initiation of services. Now, that does not mean that your initiation of services always has to be on February 25th. That doesn't have to be the case at all. There are times where you'll have an IEP meeting and the team will decide on a new service, and that team will discuss when they want that new service to take place. Maybe it will be a little bit further out. You see the difference between here is a few weeks, or maybe they want to start it sooner. You still need to make sure that you can have the 10 days, but you could start these services earlier. Let's say we were able to get the IEP in the hand of the families by the 5th of February. That means we could have the services start on the 15th because we have 10 days there. So that's that relationship between the annual meeting date and the initiation of services date. We need to make sure that there's time between those so that we can guarantee that we have that IEP in the hands of the family for 10 days prior to the start of those services to have their prior written notice. Next from that is this effective date of revision. You'll notice on Victor's IEP, there's not a date there. And that's because this IEP doesn't have any revisions. We're just writing it. That spot on the IEP cover page is used during the year if a team decides to amend an IEP, make changes to it, whether it be a service or a goal or whatever it is. The team needs to determine when that is going to be effective as of. And that's where this date would be recorded on an IEP. Other things are staying the same, but it indicates that there has been an amendment and that amendment is going into effect as of the date that's chosen there. Otherwise, you leave it blank like this one is. And the next thing is initiation and duration of services. You'll notice this one starts, as I mentioned, on the 25th of February of 2020, and it goes to the 24th of February of 2021. There's two ways to write this. The way I have it here, where it's broken up and summer is excluded. Some places also you can write it as just 225.20 to 224.21. Both of those are appropriate, but the important thing is that the IEP cover 365 days. Can't go beyond a year because it can't go beyond that year, and it shouldn't be for less than a year. An IEP by law needs to cover 1 year. And the easiest way to accomplish that is 225.20 to 224.21. Last but not least, making sure that we document all required team members. Remember, there's a legally we're legally bound to a set of required team members. That's always indicated on an IEP cover page. It's also indicated on a meeting invite. And it's okay, a team member can serve in more than one role, but we need to document that both on our meeting notice and on our IEP cover page. You can see here we've got the same person both as the LEA, the special educator, and the individual who can interpret instructional implications. So again, we're required to have all of these team members present, and we can have a single team member serve more than one role. So that's really important. Some of you will notice that I put comments. It is possible that I did not catch everything in your IEP. Oftentimes that is to your benefit, but please note that I did my absolute best. Sometimes I provided comments, particularly on goals, where maybe you had the same issue in multiple goals. I probably only addressed it in one or maybe highlighted it in another, but actually didn't apply a comment there. Know that comments generalize across goals, across objectives, and it's your responsibility to be able to generalize that. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. For graduate students, accelerated masters, and continuing ed, the rubric that is used for scoring on Blackboard is slightly different than the one that we provided to you with the documents for the project. I hand scored every single one, and I will be scanning the rubric and sending it to you in an email tomorrow. But the score that's on Blackboard is accurate. The comments are accurate, the sections are accurate, but the scores that Blackboard has assigned to each of those are inaccurate. They don't match, and so I just did a hand scoring, and we'll send you that. If you have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to hearing from you if you have any questions, and otherwise, spending the next couple of weeks with you. Take care. Bye-bye.